So John Hickenlooper has found a reason, ladies and gentlemen, a reason why he's running for president, and that is to become Joe Biden's something. I'm not exactly sure what he wants from Joe Biden.
Interior Secretary, which would be a disaster, and mark my words.
Oh, yeah. He's the guy who drinks fracking fluid, isn't he?
Yep. That's him. That's what he wants.
So, folks are going to remember, folks my age are going to remember the Fred Thompson. I'm going to do a little Rachel Maddow right now. There was, many of you are familiar with Law and Order. And, of course, this is a huge franchise that has multiple different spinoffs. And one of the actors who was in Law and Order was Fred Thompson. Fred Thompson was also a senator. Fred Thompson also ran in the 2008 Republican primary. People were like, what? Why is Fred Thompson doing this? Fred Thompson was doing this because John McCain was running in the 2008 primary, and I cannot remember who the candidate they were afraid was going to win in South Carolina that was going to take away momentum from John McCain. So Fred Thompson hung in there till South Carolina, which everybody was like, why is he doing that? Until it became clear why he was doing that. He was doing that because he was buddies with John McCain. And the McCain campaign knew that Fred Thompson would be taking away votes from McCain's rival in South Carolina, where McCain maybe didn't have the full strength. Maybe in part because when George W. Bush ran against him there in 2000, he was basically letting everyone know that John McCain had adopted a child who was brown and was making it about having an illegitimate child, I guess. Something to that effect. And that's what I think John Hickenlooper is doing this time around. I think he is a stalking horse for Joe Biden, and he is appealing to different parts of the Democratic Party by basically throwing himself on the grenade. And this is what he's doing. He's going out there and trying to scare people about Bernie Sanders.
May I just add, that's what all of those nothings are going to do in that debate with Bernie. Sawwell. You have this whole conglomeration
besides Marianne
of losers. No, Marianne.
Well, let's listen to Hickenlooper first.
Sanders said clearly on Wednesday that the goal of his complete agenda is to make the United States of America into a democratic socialist country. The urgency now is even greater than before. Democrats must say loudly and clearly that we are not socialists. If we do not, we will end up helping to reelect the worst president in this country's history.
That is, yes. Howard Schultz, incidentally, has taken a break, apparently. His back is hurting him, and so he is off the campaign trail.
Bill Burton, but I feel like this is super important.
We better stay on.
Still
we better
do
stay on.
The
just
campaign.
Yeah. And here is Bernie Sanders' response to Hickenlooper.
We warn you, and let me warn the nation against the smooth evasion that says, of course we believe these things. We believe in Social Security. We believe in work for the unemployed. We believe in saving homes. Cross our hearts and hope to die. We believe in all these things. But we do not like the way the present administration is doing them. Just turn them over to us. We will do all of them. We will do more of them. We will do them better. And most important of all, the doing of them will not cost anybody anything.
That was
So perfect. And that's
Bernie
what Sanders is
clipping
the heir of.
FDR and sending it back to John Hickenlooper. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how this Hickenlooper stuff works or not, but that's what Hickenlooper's doing, and that presumably is what he's going to do in the debate, right?
That's what a lot of them will do. But I really agree with Harvey K on this, actually. I think particularly in the context of this primary, it's such an effective frame to say, like, oh, okay, well, I'm the only one up here who doesn't hate FDR, apparently. I'm the only one up here who wants to take the best Democratic, best president in history besides Lincoln, who created programs that are still saving lives today and update it for the 21st century. So if you reject our, some of the most crucial legacies of our country in this party, good for you. But I'm going to get back to working on healthcare.
And it's so good that he got out in front of all of this red baiting crap with his speech when he defined very clearly what he means when he says democratic socialism.
Hickenlooper also responded here, says, FDR is one of my heroes, a great Democrat and a fellow governor with a record of accomplishment. See you at the debate center. But this reminds me, this is like the different thing is about technology and how he can use FDR as a surrogate now, just posting clips. It's like, I don't know. It's very, I hope that, it looks like Bernie's had somebody going through the FDR archives for weapons, basically.
It's going to be interesting to see,
the Truman quote was actually significant, too, that he used in the speech, where Truman basically was just like, every single good thing that's ever happened in this country has been called socialist by people who oppose to try to demonize it. And I know, by the way, to pundits and, internet posers that not all of these things are technically socialism. In the context of the campaign, this is enormously smart and effective of him to do.
The only thing I wonder, honestly, is if it isn't sort of sidetracking. Now, maybe there is value in him getting this out of the way in terms of defining a democratic socialist. But I can't help but think that the brand is less relevant than the policies. And I hope that it doesn't become and it from that clip, it makes me think that he and his team understands that it's not about defending the term democratic socialist as much as it is about defending the policies and using the policies as the pivot point, which I think, that clip clearly does.
Definitely.
Yeah,
and I think Americanizing it is brand work, which is really important.
And people are going to call him a socialist no matter what. People are going to call these policies socialist no matter what. So it's a way to take back the narrative and say, actually, it is more about the policies than the label. And these policies are very popular.
Going to be an interesting debate. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to both of them.
And yes, of that stage, Marianne Williamson absolutely will be the second best candidate after Sanders in that lineup.
First
Are you kidding
best
me?
vibes.
No doubt. No, Bernie's got good vibes. Andrew Yang's whole strategy rests on standing next to Biden if he can have that arranged, because he's done calculations that show that will be maximum exposure. Very brilliant and really important voice.
Wow.